Alright, good morning, Scapers. Welcome to This Week in Runescape. This is the 22nd of January, the patch notes. Grab your cup of coffee and let's get ready to read. Alright, so this week we have the Community Hitlist and the Necromancy Embargo. The Hitlist is back with quality of life updates, and the Necromancy Embargo is being lifted. First off, in the first section, we have the Community Hitlist for January edition. The Hitlist is back. Last month, people submitted their suggestions for the next Community Hitlist of changes. They're still going through them. So to tide us over, today's update will include several things that they weren't ready for last year, but they are now. This time, they're smoothing out fire spirits, making improvements to the player-owned farms, giving various animal graphical updates, adjusting the herb and gem bags to work with noted items, enabling players to move central information box from the middle of the screen, tweaking death touch darts to work on a few more bosses, and making improvements to the fletching bench in the fort's workroom. Phew, that's not all either. Check out the patch notes below, which we will hear in a second. Moving on, we have the community beta, the next steps. The combat beta is in full swing since November, and they're putting out a new one on January 25th, which is a Thursday. They'll be polishing it up to make its way to the live game in the near future, so jump in and give your opinions on it. You can dive into the beta on Thursday and do your usual comment scenarios and let them know your feedback. If you want to, on their main site where they have the actual patch notes, you can use the Jagex launcher, and there's a link. And then if you're not using the Jagex launcher, they have another one. And then we have, next up, the embargo for Necromancy is being lifted. Since Necromancy's cold embrace and captured into the world of Gielinor, many have mastered the combat skill, and now the embargo is being lifted. From today, we're lifting the embargo for those looking to have that extra little nudge for your progression to be combat ready. Players will be able to use experience granting items such as lamps and stars with Necromancy, along with all other experience granting systems that are available to all other skills. Next up, we have the makeshift dragon plushies. They're cuddly but deadly. So they got a Vorkath and some other, the King Black Dragon plushies for sale at makeshift.com. Next up, we have the Treasure Hunter calendar. So from the 23rd to the 24th, we have Genie's Wish, which has karma in it. And then after that, we have the January 25th to the January 29th is Showdown. It looks like it might be a new one where you can get some new overrides to your conjures and your necromancer armor. Looks like they have like the skeleton and some armor overrides. In addition, we have the update to the oddment generation. With today's update, they're making some alterations to oddments and keys in the treasure hunter. Increase the oddment key daily purchase limit from 10 to 15. Base oddments awarded per key reduced by rarity, or per rarity. Convert oddments volumes are no longer affected by reward multipliers. So a lot less oddments coming into the game. Moving on, we have a huge one. It's the patch notes, the fixes and improvements to this week's community hit list. We have the herb and gem bag will now store noted items. The information box appears above the player's head to display feedback that can be now moved using edit mode. When a monster dies, if options are hidden during the death animation, you can now easily pick up the items the monster has dropped. You can now disable dragging items out of your backpack. Hovering over the invention button on the backpack and your charge pack in your tool belt now displays the remaining time you have left and your drain rate. The health of the runes in Zamrock Solo Phase 7 have been halved. This is to reduce the difficulty in solo and group play. Added a wiki button to the top right corner of the quest overview and journal interface. Player-owned farms. Name and trait rerolls can no longer reroll the current trait/name in the selected slot and will reopen the reroll menu if the player hasn't run out of rerollers. Completing the breeding log for a category of animal now passively grants the tier 1 perk for this animal. Normalized produce and the seed amount required for farming requests based on produce and seed type. Remove some outlying annoying crops and seeds it could be required, i.e. bloodweed seed and gout tubers. Reduced possible animal types from small and medium farming request, increased allowed breeds from medium and hard farming request, and remove the need for specific traits on hard requested animals. Making planks via NPC and the elite skilling outfit will now be more streamlined. All types of fire spirits will now send rewards directly to the bank or inventory if the bank is full, otherwise the rewards will be dropped on the floor. Messaging is now output to say exactly what rewards the fire spirit is giving. Messaging is now output when a fire spirit despawns without collecting its reward, kind of like a Siren spirit. A buff is now added to the buff bar when added logs onto a bonfire if you have any bonus XP from a fire spirit. Added a 15-second reminder that increases that incense sticks will run out in line with potion effects. The following bosses are no longer immune to death touch arts: Commander Gielinor hard mode, Araxer in dual mode, Seru the Zeraserbit. Note that darting Seru only skips phases where you can damage Seru. You will need to destroy the crystals on Seru's back, which are dartable, to complete the final phase of the boss and get your quest reward. Black unicorns have been graphically updated. The unicorn stallion familiar has been graphically updated to match white unicorns, using special attack for healing animation and retaining the current chat head. Unicorns now use melee instead of magic attacks to better suit their animation. Black and white foals have been graphically updated with slight adjustments to their exams. Black bear and grizzly bears, including their cubs, have been graphically updated. Updated Chuck the polar bear in Ardougne Zoo to use the newer polar bear model. Updated Arctic bear familiar and in Three's Company Saga to use the new polar bear model. Tyrael, Spiria, and Jacqueline's Novice Slayer Master outfits have been graphically updated. Updated Vanica, the Slayer Master body and chat head, including his appearance in Beneath Cursed Tides and the Tutorial Island and NPC Contact. By popular request, we have added a copy of Vanica to his temporary encampment in Southwest Edgeville dungeon and update the note from the Vanica accordingly. Redeposited God Ray in Vera sewers under the ladder leading to the manhole exit. The magic store owner that sells runes in the Yanil Magic Guild no longer wanders and has trimmed robes to more easily distinguish him. We've also graphically updated the attackable wizards wandering around him. Updated the angry unicorn, bear, and giant rat in the rift to use newer models. Added a column for Necronium salvage to the Spring Cleaner interface. Increased the maximum length of chat history from 100 to 200. The loop custom will now grab any noted or stackable item on the ground if you already have one in your backpack. The fletching bench in the Ranger's workroom has now added a use option, which checks for fletchable ingredients you're currently carrying and attempts to guess whether to open its ammo, fletch, or string option. Combine the fletching bench toggle and check wisdom of anima options, as it's already had the maximum of 5 options. In response to feedback, the fletching workbench and portable fletcher's ammo options now prioritizes tipping headless arrows over feathering arrow shafts, imbuing essence, or tipping dino arrows, and the fletching option prioritizes standard logs over protein logs. Unwearable items will be moved to the inventory noted when withdrawing them from the worn tab of the bank, if withdrawing items noted is toggled on. By player request, remove Chikara's screech and Herman's yell and foot stomps during the idle animation of these boss pets. Graphical updates. Blocking tiles were added in Catherby to fix an issue. A rock is no longer going through the fence in the Fishing Guild. Blocking has been added to the rock near the cliff, near the water edge of the coal mine in North Kandarian. The bushes no longer clip through the walls at the guest house in the Wizards Guild of Yanil. Rocks added to a wall near the Sinclair Mansion. Rocks near the Eagle Peak Lodestone should now have similar colors. Added bubbles to the lava near the Orion Walter. The hidey hole near the outpost northwest of Ardougne has been added back. The Sinclair Mansion hidey hole has been remapped for the correct coordinates. Fixed a blocking issue causing red salamander traps to become unreachable near the Orion altar. An inaccessible fishing spot north of the combat training camp can now be accessed once again. Fixed an issue which caused trees to float east of the Grand Exchange. Stalls in Ardougne Market will no longer twist around abruptly when players steal from them. Adjusting blocking around the Ardougne Market, the inactive stalls in the center of the Ardougne Market are now examinable. Blocking has been added to the fence near the Church of East Ardougne. The fence corner has been replaced with the correct fences piece in the Ardougne Zoo. The fences extend to the south side of the Ardougne Zoo. Fix some blocking near the observatory, adjusted blocking near the Orion altar area, fix some blocking issues near the cliffs of the West Ardougne Wall. The fence model around the Ardougne Wall Market has been replaced. The World Gate engram no longer appears hidden under the terrain. Grounding the floating rock into the wall at the Eagle's Peak, added shells back into the shore near Barbarian Assault. Blocking has been added to some rocks in a high mapping has been fixed near Eagle's Peak. Removes the Elven Overpass, Easy, Medium, and Advanced Cliffside shortcut entries from the Agility skill guide. Removed the A Screwball Scramble achievement, as there's no longer agility shortcuts in Dire Pass to trigger it, and the Elite Turn area tasks already required more than 85 agility via Weave come a long way. Note that this achievement reduces max rune score by 25. Blocking has been added near the Grand Tree area. Terrain gaps in the Prif Max Guild have been closed up. Health Org and Oaknack statues have been fixed and don't float. The dead tree is reachable, and blocking is added near the outpost area. Blocking has been added near the Kingdom of Kadarian. Players are now able to search the boxes in the Ardougne market. Fix the texture blending into the East Ardougne. Whew, that was a lot. Now we have the general. The load last preset option is now available on banks found in the Dominion Tower, the Tizonot, Darkmere, Luna Isles, and the Lumbridge basement. The Dinosaur Slayer should no longer start when crossing the spine of the skeleton during the agility course in Anachronia. Necromancy is no longer taken into account when scaling the dungeoneering, monster, and boss levels. Adjusting the font size can be used in the achievement tab. Hammering overrides are now present when smithing normal bars and protein bars. The audio is now played correctly. Christmas decorations have been removed from the player-owned port. Primary and secondary hair color buttons are now deselected and cannot be reselected until another hairstyle has been chosen. Some force walk tiles near Remington have been removed. The Rowdy Slayer tasks have been removed from the Menifo City quest. Special minions now despawn when Vorkath leaves the battle. Christmas decorations have been removed from the Fish Flingers area. Alright, and that pretty much wraps up what we have. We have a bit of the community showcase where we have some great art, and it looks like a Zuck and a magic card. Of course, we have a bunch of the popular YouTube combat and some great RuneScape screenshots. Going on, we have the Pink Skirts player events. As always, they have Corporal Beast planned for the 22nd. They have Grigorovic planned on the 24th, and a Skill and Chill planned on the 25th. If you want any more information, it is linked in the description, or you can go on the RuneScape homepage and check it out. And that leaves us with all of what we got for January 22nd for the patch notes. Alright, as I said, that wraps up this week in RuneScape for the 22nd for our patch notes. Once again, thank you guys for watching. The videos I put out are perfect for the background, especially if you don't want to actually just go and read the update. You can listen to them in the background and get all the updates and information you need. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports me and costs absolutely nothing. Other than that, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you next week.